How can we effectively manage stress, a chronic ailment of modern people and a major factor threatening health, and maintain a healthy and peaceful life? Stress is a complex phenomenon that goes beyond the mere feeling of being tired and has a serious impact on our bodies and minds. At its core, the emotion of fear is deeply rooted. Do you often say the words, "I'm stressed"? But what exactly is this stress? Psychologists say that negative emotions such as depression, worry, nervousness, anxiety, and tension are all rooted in the fundamental emotion of fear. Worry is fear of the unknown. Anxiety is fear of future situations that have not yet arrived. Tension is fear of the gaze or demands of others, and nervousness can be described as fear of whether I can handle the responsibilities of daily life. Most modern people live with this fear of something invisible, and surprisingly, most of this fear is said to stem not from the external environment, but from our internal thoughts and perceptions. Panic, in which extreme fear is expressed, is an extreme sign of this kind of fear. Ultimately, stress is when the root cause, fear, acts as pressure or strain on our physical bodies. Let's take a simple example. Imagine you're holding a wooden stick of moderate thickness with both hands and gradually applying force. At some point, the wooden stick will snap and break. The pressure or strain applied to the wooden stick at this time is an example of stress. Our bodies are like this wooden stick. We can withstand a certain level of pressure or strain, that is, stress. But what happens when that pressure exceeds the level the body can withstand? Problems occur, eventually developing into illness, and the body breaks down. We experience various types of stress throughout our lives. It can be broadly divided into short-term stress and long-term stress. All living things live while constantly experiencing physical short-term stress. Finding food, adapting to environmental changes, reproducing, growing, and all actions such as fighting or fleeing in dangerous situations correspond to stress. Therefore, stress is a very natural occurrence for us, and it is even beneficial for us to survive, change, and develop. This physical short-term stress is resolved as soon as the threat disappears, and our bodies have already learned how to respond to such stress, so we can sufficiently process it. However, the real problem is long-term stress, caused by emotional and mental issues. Emotions of fear, uncertainty, and helplessness stemming from lust, anger, greed, attachment to the world, and vanity make us constantly tired, exhausted, anxious, and depressed. This emotional stress can last from a few weeks to as long as several months or years. As a result, we suffer immense emotional and mental pain, which gradually ruins our bodies and can eventually lead to an irreversible state.